Welcome back, everyone. The final the final Night of the Seven Kingdoms trailer is here.
Woo!
And we've just watched it 3 times in a row.
Back to back. We're 6-ish weeks away from January 18th.
Is it that far?
Premiere week. We have the holiday in between, so it's going to fly by. We just got 6 weeks left.
It feels sooner. They normally release the final trailer 6 weeks out.
I think that with the holidays, people might be distracted.
That makes sense.
So they wanted to push it out a little bit
final
earlier.
Hype, if you want. They remind us here at the end of the trailer, plans start at $10.99 a month.
Good
so
Christmas
early
gift.
Christmas present for everyone. Get them access.
Something to talk about over the dinner table.
So HBO released a few stills this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Maekar, Baelor, a close-up of Aerion. Again, no Daeron.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of folks online have been pointing out that they're keeping Daeron a secret in both shows, both Hot D.
That's actually so
I know.
funny.
For some reason, there's something strange going on with HBO and Daeron that we don't know about yet.
We will get to the bottom of this.
Anyone associated with that sort of power, with especially that particular name, off limits. But we're gonna break down this trailer similarly to what we did to the last one. And unfortunately, now that we're posting these episodes on YouTube, we can't play the trailer.
Sorry.
In the episode, but we can sure look at the video. So if you're just listening, go to our YouTube channel. We're gonna have the trailer up while we're talking about this.
And we can watch it together.
What did you think?
Wow. So exciting. There was a lot more new footage, I guess, in here than I was expecting. I would say probably 40% of this was new that we haven't seen. Obviously, we start the trailer off with this expanded, what I assume is the Trial of the Seven.
Yeah.
And
a much more scared Dunk than the version we met in the first trailer.
Yes.
We get a view inside the isolate.
Yes.
It's more humble, like that middle scene. Are you Baelor Targaryen?
Mm-hmm.
It's much more humble. I feel like that was I just interrupted your whole opening bit, but I just want to say, was that not the vibe of this trailer in general? Just Dunk the Lunk?
I felt like maybe Dunk the Lunk / a little bit more desperation from him. He needs this. He said at some point in the trailer, he talks about if he wins, he can maybe join a house of a great lord, maybe even the Targaryens. He needs this to rise up.
Yeah.
And so I felt a little bit of his desperation there, which I thought was great. And then we get a very pointed, the hotties of the tourney,
the new Roz,
are making fun of him very directly.
Yeah.
Very much a Dunk the Lunk moment. So,
but what happened to all the girls like Dunk? That's what I'm asking, because he's 6'11" in this outfit,
right?
I know. Like, is the outfit really that bad? As a woman, can you tell us? Does that make that much of a difference?
I personally, for me, no.
Okay.
And I think they were making fun of him because they were into it. You know.
Okay. So
but we saw it for 4 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, a little banter. A little cheeky banter here. Maybe. Because all the girlies are supposed to be into him. But definitely I would sum all of that up as a little bit more of Dunk's desperation. I don't know how I'll feel after the 5th rewatch or the 4th rewatch of the trailer, but that's kind of the energy I was getting from here. It felt to me as if the tone last trailer was a little bit lighter. We got some glimpses of the drama, but this trailer felt, again, desperation from Dunk, but also more serious. We got more of a look into the actual conflict when
Aerion wants your head was actually said. Before it was really ambiguous.
It was not really drawn out at all, the conflict between the two of them. And so I think that having that moment of, we know this guy is important, he seems scary in the trailer, even if you're coming to the show with a fresh perspective, this guy is important and he wants Dunk's head. So we get a little bit more focus on what the actual conflict is going to be.
And we don't really know why yet. It just seems like Aerion's the cooler, fresher, richer, let's say kid, but young person in this scenario. And
sharper haircut.
Way sharper haircut, an actual helm that, he can maybe see through. And because Dunk's maybe made a stir. I'm trying to look at this from the perspective of
Yeah.
just a casual GOT fan or a normal human being that doesn't know the entire backstory on this and what reason they might be able to draw out at this point that this conflict is happening.
Well, they have him yelling, "Are there no true knights among you?"
Right.
Or "No true knights left in Westeros?" And so I wonder if we're supposed to infer potentially that he's just causing problems, being a little too...
It's just not clear yet.
Yeah,
It's really just not clear yet. But I was a little bit taken aback, but I think when I read the story that I give Dunk way more credit than maybe independent camera lens would when you're looking at a person who did just walk into this tourney, is wearing a hempen sword belt, you know, like he
does look like a farmer.
did walk up to Steely Pate and picture him wagering off a huge piece of armor or a whole set of armor on the off chance that he'd be able to make the money back, you know, and knowing full well that he could get in a situation where there's no way he could pay it back. We're dealing with that in the Mystery Night right now. And he just thought that was okay. So I think I'm a little bit too biased, you know, like in the beginning of the Hedge Knight when you're getting his interior monologue about Sir Arlen, which the trailer actually did a little bit of here. I'm like, yeah, he's a solid dude. And
he cares about honor and strength.
And he's got his head about him. He actually knows better and knows just enough to hang with all of these dudes. But that's not really the case. And that's why him and Raymond, you know, make such good chemistry with each other. And so just wanted to get that out of the way, but that's how I did see it, and I thought it was like the whipped cream of it was really thick whenever he lost his way walking out of the Ashford sort of throne room, Lord's chamber, when he was talking to Baelor. I was like, come on, don't do this to him again. We've already got her. Look at his eyes. Well, his eyes look focused in this part, but at the beginning, it's like, all right, he looks scared enough. We get it. So I don't know. I just don't want casual viewers to think it's a total lark. And obviously they don't, because we got the epic GOT score at the end of this.
I was thinking about that all day today.
So if through the middle you were unsure, I feel like it probably pulled you back in by the end, thinking like, or knowing that the stakes were super high.
Well, and that's what we've been talking about in every piece of promotional material that we've seen so far for Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is, are they going to trivialize who Dunk is to us as the reader or viewer? But I think based on everything that they've said and the way they've described him and the thoughts from the showrunner himself, I think that once we get from his perspective and into his helm and not just like looking like into his brain a little bit, I think that we're going to be pleasantly surprised, because I personally spent a lot of time being worried about that. But I think as the conflict is laid out before us in the way that it will be laid out, we're going to see that as his lovable strength and not just his
comic relief.
Exactly. He's not going to get the Ron Weasley treatment of like the movies did. He's actually going to have that inner strength that we love so much about him. I'm still hopeful that is going to happen, particularly when we see... I think that it helps from a trailer perspective when we see him versus these polished helms, and he's standing in the middle of the tourney field yelling seemingly to nobody.
But yelling well.
And he's asking Egg if did he say something wrong? And Egg's like, oh, you know, you need a squire more than most. 2 different scenes. But so I'm hopeful that all of that will come together when the pieces are laid out, and that we get the funny moments in the trailer to kind of draw us in. But the lovable aspect of him, the respect that he deserves is
going to
be well highlighted,
and we'll earn it as opposed to being fed it directly in the trailer.
I think it'll make us root for him, I hope, because we'll see him make those mistakes or be silly or be cringy, and we actually can root for him, and he's actually great in XYZ aspects. So I'm in the hopeful stage of that.
Well, just a reminder, we're going to try to stay completely spoiler-free, at least as far as stuff that's happened. We are going to say characters' names, so not going to get too deep into a lot of stuff, but it seems like for me, for example, the relationship to Baelor in this trailer, part of my earned respect for Duncan reading the Hedge Knight is how he caught the ear and the direct human respect from someone like Baelor.
Yes.
And so in this trailer right now, to use the word again, it seems a little ambiguous. It's a little gray. What kind of person Baelor actually is? I'm almost getting a bit of a Littlefinger vibe from him from these trailer watches. What about you?
I would say my thoughts on him are neutral right now.
Okay.
In the way the show is portraying him.
You're just doing a little bit of soft talking to me a little bit. And
sure.
A little bit heavy-handed on this, so how good a knight are you?
True. But how good a knight is he? Like, it's about near the second half of the trailer. And he's like, I'm going to ask you again.
Yeah, true.
Like,
but not having context, I guess I'm looking at this neutrally. I'm thinking, why is this hand, he's got the hand of the kingpin. Why is the hand of the king talking to him? Why does he have an audience? Why is he feeding him information about a fellow Targaryen that wants to hurt
his
him?
Head.
So it's like, I don't trust him just from watching the trailer.
Yeah, well, I think that as a viewer, it's probably good not to trust him going into the whole thing. But also as a viewer, how are you going to distinguish in that trailer quickly between him and what's the name of the guy he has to sign up with?
Plumber.
Yes.
The plumber and Turney Stewart.
Yes, that guy.
Yes.
Well, so when I watched the trailer for the first time, half paying attention, I did not know that the plumber and Baelor were two different people.
The plumber.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Really?
But that's me. That's me half watching.
You need
so
a bigger TV.
Yeah. Anybody else can say, but I'm looking at it from the perspective of a casual viewer.
Got it.
They're dressed almost exactly the same.
From a casual viewer's perspective, Plumber's like a recurring character. Like he'll be coming back.
He's a main guy.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah.
So that could have been my half taking notes, half trying to pay attention mistake. But at first, I thought that Plumber was the guy saying to him, "Are you sure you can be a knight? Like, I'm letting you in. How good a knight are you?" But no, it's Baelor.
I forgot we have video. Sorry, everyone. Here we go.
Look, they look exact. Okay, so here's Plumber. He's hunched over. He's got his hands in a bowl of something. He's signing him up.
Let's see the back of his pants. No.
He's got a black fit on.
Yep.
Here's Baelor. I know that
That's
they
not the
look
same guy.
extremely
Not even close.
different. Okay,
not even close.
Now that it's slowed down, I understand, but they're both wearing all black and they have gray hair. I'm just trying to look at it from a rando's perspective.
Sure.
That was my first initial experience. So, look, they kind of look the same.
Yeah, I don't think
little. So. Okay.
If anyone supports Hannah's point of view, please let us know.
Honestly, just be in my shoes the first 20 seconds trying to watch it. But all I'm trying to say is,
the studded tunic, though. I like that.
It's kind of sick.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to say is, when you're asking me for my perspective on Baelor, I'm coming into the trailer having thought that half of Baelor's lines were for Plumber.
Okay. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
But I think that just using the way that you're looking at this, I think that that's a good thing. But my book reader brain wants people to feel the feelings that I feel for Baelor, but I got to realize that you're going to watch that and find out. And it's going to come upon you like it did when we were reading The Hedge Knight. That this isn't a guy, because we were scared when he was in that chamber, and that's who he was talking to. And then he learned who it was. And then I think we can't learn who it is the same exact way, because we'll probably get an establishing shot or two of the conversation before Dunk walks in, and we'll see the hand of the kingpin. And most people that watch GOT know, especially because Ned wore the hand of the kingpin, Tyrion wore the hand of the kingpin. It was like a best-selling merch piece. People understand that. Will know that he should be a little shaky, and then it goes the way it does, and then we see Baelor for who he is and what kind of relationship he has with Dunk, and then we'll like have earned by episode 2, the end of episode 2, like, oh man, like
this guy
and something good's happening.
Yeah, this guy could be for us. Well, and we get that moment from the first trailer when the stage stable hand says, "Are you Baelor Targaryen? Then get out of the way," So we'll have some lore surrounding him.
That's the exact quote.
A little bit.
Definitely not Plumber, or definitely could not be confused as a plumber as well. Check out that sword, though.
I'm sorry, his outfit isn't as good. Oh my gosh! In front of Baelor, Dunk.
So he doesn't say the line, "How good of a knight are you?" here yet. He doesn't say that. Well, at least in the book, he doesn't say that until after the puppet show deal with Hansel.
Well, I think that it seems like in the trailer as well, I think that that's when I think that he has that this is the initial, like, "How good of a knight are you?" And then later in the series, we get the callback.
It shows that conversation.
Yeah, the callback of, well, how good of a night we're supposed to remember.
So it's still trying to make us feel like this sort of like first encounter. He's being questioned like that, but that's not happening.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Spoiler alert. He's not asking them that right now. But I think just as far as a mechanical trailer is concerned, like to review the trailer, I think they did a pretty good job setting up the Hedge Knight.
Totally. It's a little bit of misdirection there with that too, you know? And like I said, I like how, first of all,
I'm just going to skip past this.
Do not skip past my favorite moment of the trailer. Spoiler to my own is Egg's ballet
by the
moves.
lambs.
That was my favorite moment.
What were you going to talk about? Because otherwise, I want to talk about this.
I was going to say, overall, if we're critiquing the trailer from a top-down trailer perspective, we get additional conflict injected into the story. We get more context surrounding why there could be all of this seriousness. And there is some misdirection into who we are at, for lack of a better word, war with as Dunk. So that's all I was going to say.
Far from the throne, war. That's the tagline, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're far from the throne. But the hand of the king's here. Okay, so can we talk about this?
Yes, please.
This is a development.
Yes.
Egg is trained in wushu, the same as Oberyn Martell, apparently. What do you think about that development?
Absolutely.
They're on
favorite
PB&J
moment
for the
of
week.
The trailer. Favorite moment of the trailer, Egg dancing around, showing off his sword skills, showing Dunk what he can do. He looks graceful. He looks beautiful. I really like this moment of them eating PB&J together or whatever. They're obviously not eating PB&J, but salted beef that's rehydrated with some old bread.
Slices of bread, yeah.
I thought this was really sweet, kind of showing the camaraderie.
I mean, but we got to talk about the fact that, first off, this is Egg. He's got Dunk's sword right here.
He's trying to teach him a thing or two, you know?
Okay, but I didn't know he could fight.
Me neither.
I thought he was a bookish type.
Yeah, but it makes sense that he would have gotten some sort of training.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know? And and I think like minor training for somebody like him equals better training than half of the knights that are out there.
Could probably,
you know,
like, kill every 15-year-old out there.
Right, exactly.
So my question is, how much is that going to matter? Like, is he going to actually teach Dunk how to do some swordplay? Because we did get a voiceover in the trailer of Dunk saying he didn't trade me in swords and lances, but he did teach me how to be a good knight.
We might have that same exact thought. Like, he might be at least showing him, Egg might at least be showing Dunk the gaps that he has, you know? Or, hey, you think that you're a decent swordsman, but look at me, what I can do. You got room to grow.
Yeah.
You got space to learn.
I didn't even startle a single sheep.
Right, exactly. Might get some like Mulan-esque training sequences.
And that's good? You like that?
I don't think that's bad. I mean, like, if we're looking at the context of the story is a little bit, if we're gonna do the comedy, a little bit lighthearted feeling towards this story, then as long as there's no music behind it, as a girl who loves musicals, then I think it'll be kind of fun, you know?
He looks a little too angry for music, but we'll probably get some swelling.
Yeah, he looks mad.
Mini score in there, though. I really wanted to see Egg in Dunk's armor in the trailer. You know, when he catches him, that moment.
Yeah.
Would have been cool. But Sir Arlen in the grave. Okay, getting distracted by watching this. So they had to make her a redhead, though.
Of course.
We have to connect.
We have to.
This is actually an ancestor of Roz.
Yes, we have to.
She's on her way to Molestown right after this. No, she's way too well dressed for that.
They like Dunk. Look, you know, they like him. He's a new camp hottie.
All right, and so Raymond Fossaway says that the Targaryens are alien, and what else?
Incestuous aliens is what he calls them.
I mean, who wouldn't be incestuous if this was your brother, right?
Yeah. And we talked about this before, but I mean, if people are in the camp talking about Targaryens as incestuous aliens, I'm interested to see what other feelings we get about who this family is and what this family means to the randos in the camp, you know, and kind of getting their perspective and see how bad things actually are for the Targaryens
how much they
right
really
now.
Need to rep.
Yeah.
How much they really need to save face to the whole realm right now.
Because if you're able to just drop that, I know that Raymond and Dunk are chit-chatting in private, it seems. So who knows? People say anything they say in private, but it might be interesting to see what the gossip about camp could be. If he's able to say that they're incestuous aliens, it's a pretty
aliens
intense,
is a strong term. I don't know if I've ever heard that uttered in Westeros.
No, it's seemingly derogatory when you think about where they came from.
Yeah, but to the Andal kind of people, they would be aliens.
So it'll be interesting to see if we get more of that.
I just love this guy though. This hornblower. More of this. This is a curious scene. This almost looks like a funeral, but not our funeral. I wonder what this could be. I'll move on. I wonder if they've added something from. I don't want to say anymore because I don't want to be spoilery, but I think some people do know what this is. More mud and blood.
More incredible helm shots.
So I wonder what this could be. I think that this must be a face-to-face after stuff has gone down.
I assume this is them calling.
For everyone listening, we're just looking at a picture of Dunk looking like he's talking to Aerion right now in casual wear.
I assume this is them talking and setting up.
So they would have a meeting. So this would be an added scene.
Like this is Dunk declaring that, or Aerion declaring.
When they're thinking about the trial of the Seven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is my guess.
Yeah.
After everything's gone down with Tansel.
Right.
The meeting of the minds coming together. Can we reconcile this?
And so maybe the trial of the Seven would be a little bit less of a, because in the book it kind of feels like it's I'm using the law to my advantage, but here it's like personal plus the law to my advantage. A little bit more personal. It's definitely personal in the actual story, but we don't get this kind of intimate setting to see how like flippant the whole scenario is.
It just kind of happens,
right? Exactly. But behind the scenes, this energy was there because you know what kind of person Aerion is.
Yeah.
I'm curious if that is what's happening or if it's further set up with their dynamic, but Dunk and Aerion's dynamic before the conflict happens.
So you're saying that they could have a history before the situation with Tansel, which makes it even more, right, as you said, a personal thing.
And they did have a history in the story, but it wasn't this.
It was very brief.
Yeah, it was very brief.
Yeah.
And it's kind of making it look like Baelor's in that scene. And I guess he would be if that's what this is. So it must be after the fact.
I think so. I think because I think that this is the scene. How good of a night
are you?
Where how good of a night are you actually? So I think that this is the moment where we realize. So this is going to be episode 4. So episode 4, the incident goes down. How good are you? We have to do this trial of 7.
And here we have sort of a Crypts of Winterfell shout out. Dunk holding a head, thinking about his own head.
I was wondering when this could potentially be, or if we would in any way have any idea.
This might be one of Dunk's dreams.
Of who? Oh. Okay.
Could be. Or we're in some kind of cryptid Ashford.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in disrepair. It's raining. It's making me think that it's some kind of a dream. Like, who is he looking and speaking to?
Sure.
A lot of Baelor in this, and like I said, just not quite sure about who he is, sort of giving me more of a Littlefingery vibe, but Dunk looks a little angry here, but not like he mistrusts the person.
It's interesting because in the last trailer we got so much Lionel Baratheon, and he, from what I can see, wasn't really in this trailer other than the first kind of running shot of the trial of 7.
The wide shot of the crew.
Yeah, and so it's interesting because he was kind of this overlooming figure, obviously a little more boisterous, but he kind of had this more overarching, like, for lack of a better word, kind of father figure.
Just an older male presence.
An older male presence.
And so he's taking the place of him in this trailer. Baelor.
Yeah, so it'll be kind of cool to see both of those dynamics unfold with somebody who, as he said in this trailer, is trying to rise up. And
the female presence of Tansel was replaced by
those other girlies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Reds. Egg looking
stressed.
Muy concerned here. More Raymond. Aerion
more of the puppet
locking
show.
In. The same shot of the puppet show. Gotta remind us how cool that is. Egg again looking Concernicus, and more flail action in the fight. So it's making it look like more 1v1 right here, but we know that's not the case.
Yeah, it does. So we get Arian and Dunk seemingly
Beesbury
part of the tourney, because then it cuts immediately to the actual Ashford Meadow tournament. And as George has been saying, the greatest joust that's ever been filmed. We got a couple shots of that, which was really cool to see.
Lord Ashford's daughter.
Yeah.
The Queen of Love and Beauty.
Her hair looks really good.
Tournament babe. Looking concerned about the clash.
But everything broke. It looks scary. We both, when we were watching the trailer for the first time, we both gasped when we saw that.
Egg running amidst the salt and smoke with the lance.
Again, I think all this gray cloudiness is Trial of Seven.
I wonder why Egg would be in the tilt, though. That's interesting.
I wonder if he's running to it. Maybe Dunk forgot
his lance or something. I wonder what reason he would have to not be there at that moment.
Yeah. Or maybe
the lance on the ground.
Yeah, so that's what
Let's go.
Maybe Dunk is unhorsed and then Egg is sprinting. He can't be on the field. Does he sprint to bring him his lance?
I mean, the emotion would be high.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in a traditional setting it would make sense, but we're going to amplify the drama some in the show. Egg breaks the rules himself and picks up the lance from a different part of the field.
Sure. Yeah, maybe.
That is such a cool move. Now, you were talking about George's want to destroy Ivanhoe's record.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
I mean, that is pretty sick.
Yeah, this is a great
shot. I've never seen a lance from the ground move like that before. You really got to plant your feet for that.
A lot of great armor shots, a lot of cool fighting. This one's still for the boys.
Dude looks like he could be one of the White Walkers.
Yeah, he does, actually.
That looks like the face array of a White Walker if they needed armor. From that angle. Very grim. So this is what Peter Claffey and the entire crew has been teasing, from the panel in New York Comic Con until now. His time riding the horse around and doing several takes of this scene.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the final cut here. Are there no true knights among you? And then crickets.
Has honor deserted the noble houses of Westeros? Cutting.
Crickets. That was a nice play on the lines here, cutting to this early scene to close out the trailer.
Yes.
Really buttons up the energy, reminding us the energy of the first series of this, of this novella.
Well, it takes the high level of intensity of him yelling into the crowd to seemingly no avail. And as a trailer only watcher, not understanding the intensity of the situation, to have him ask if he did okay, I thought, like you said, was a great way to pull it all together.
Yeah. So this is the last look. There's a chance that we'll get a couple more teasers in January.
Sure.
Maybe before the end of the year, probably not. Like you said, the holiday is going to be a bit disruptive. All the big shows I feel like aren't on HBO right now, but in the beginning of the year, that's not a good screenshot. There probably will be more activity. I'm thinking probably more Lionel Baratheon, maybe some more Tansel.
They've got to give us something after the holidays. I would assume.
Yeah, especially directly in the lead up.
Yeah, I would assume, even if it's just some little clips or some behind the scenes or something. So
overall, we've got a couple extra locations, things like the crypt. Sitting inside the tent with the Fossaways, this conversation with Baelor and Aerion's there. But the setting feels closed off, like the length of the novella itself. And that makes me feel really confident about how much this is going to land and feel like a book adaptation. I'm super excited about HBO's plight to do book adaptations in the way that they're doing. We're going to talk about it on our next episode, but there's potential rumors that Hot D might be getting a 5th season.
Yeah.
And so maybe the energy is pivoting away from face card episodes to, getting back down in the dirt and expanding these things to let the stories breathe the way that they were actually written and that they were originally successful for. I know that there was this really long period of TV where it felt like if it wasn't bigger than any movie, if it wasn't bigger than the Avengers, in both the capturing, but also the way that we're presenting it, then what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only way that we are the best or untouchable, or the only way we can really set ourselves apart from random shows on Amazon, for example. But
which then brought us 2 years between each season.
yes,
2.5 years between each season.
yes, and like what they're doing with Stranger Things right now. You know, that's such a long show as well, and like people aging out of their different roles, and it's working for them as far as numbers are concerned. But you know, you just think about what we're getting with this show, knowing that next week they're going to start filming series 2. I think it's actually making people excited, but it could just be one of those things where there's ebbs and flows with stuff, you know, like the pendulum swings, and it's just time for this to come back, and maybe the general audience you know, is going to fall naturally into this flow. But I like have stayed stalwart on the desire to have, you know, things done like they were done at the beginning of all this starting, you know, around The Sopranos age through GOT. Like the reason why Prestige TV became Prestige TV, I think, is because of the way that it was being done, not about the way that it became. So I'll just put a dead picture of Sir Arlen there as we finish that up. Overall thoughts on the trailer?
Overall thoughts are I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. I'm so thrilled. When we take a look at all of the information that we have out about A Night of the Seven Kingdoms at this point, which is a decent amount between all of the stills, the trailers, the interviews, the panels and things over the last couple of months, I'm so pleased with the direction that we're headed in. And I feel really confident based on how much book to screen we're getting in the trailer. I mean, how many scenes can you and me call out that we've seen that are not that we haven't seen in the books or that aren't directly related to something familiar from the books? Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 or 3.
I think it's like 2.
Which is really exciting to us as book truthers, you know? So I'm feeling super confident, super excited. 6.5 weeks away. I think we're going to have a blast with this show. And I think that it's going to live up to the hype. So trailer number 2, final trailer, whatever we're going to call the final trailer, leaves me nothing but excited. I think the tone is just spot on for what we're looking for. And I'm really happy that we got more of the deeper conflict and not just comedic jokes throughout the course of this. It felt like we added some additional depth and got to spend time with some new characters. So I feel like we're off to a really well-rounded start.
And Peter and Dexter look like a great Dunk and Egg. I don't know who else you would have picked or how else you would have picked it. So I'm really excited to see them actually allowed to say more stuff and see, like what we were talking about at the beginning of this talk, the truth about Dunk become evident to the full audience. Yeah. Okay. Owns of the trailer. Let's do it.
My own. I already told you my own. My own of the trailer is Egg spinning around like a little ballerina. That was so funny to me. I absolutely loved that. So that's definitely my own. I would say my own number 2 is hearing the Game of Thrones theme song.
Oh, yeah.
In here.
I'm still on that. Yeah.
All day today when I was thinking about the trailer coming out, I was thinking about when House of the Dragon was premiering and we were so excited to find out what the new theme song was going to be and how it was the original theme song. And we were kind of disappointed at first because it just felt, honestly, a little lazy for lack of a better term. Like I didn't get it then, you know? But now getting to hear it again carried over into this new series, wow, what a rush. Yeah. So I am...
Yeah, especially after not getting the last trailer.
Yeah, that's why I'm not in charge, and that was very exciting for me. So own to getting some of the theme song.
I'm still in that. That was transformative while watching. I was like, yes. And, you know, we've been feeling these feelings now for like 15 years about this particular series. So it's cool that you could still make that happen after 15 years. What a marriage indeed.
And sorry to interrupt you, but it's like, at least for me, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight, it feels like we're in such a different world. Like we've been reading The Hedge Knight and it just feels far removed from Game of Thrones, you know, and from A Song of Ice and Fire. And so to tie it all back in with the theme song is just very exciting to me.
I have to give an own to the Reds for absolutely destroying Dunk in this moment. I think that they're going to grow to care, but for now, that was pretty directed in their face.
Look at Dunk's
they're very
face.
comfortable, and they're being.
He's hurt. He's actually hurt.
So appropriate old school own in that moment.
Yeah. Look at his fist. Clenched. This is so good. He looks actually hurt. He's going to be so great as Dunk. Moments like that, man, that's so exciting.
Yeah, and seeing that like get resolved, like seeing that humanness turn into the resolve of a knight of Westeros is going to be very cool. Like a book character.
Yeah.
You know, like it would be in your brain, you know? Just saying.
So those are our owns, and now we'll read yours.
We are recording this moments after the trailer drop, so we're only going to have a couple. Please continue to send them in, and we will read them on our next episode. But thanks for those of you who are refreshing your social media feeds all day, like us, or at least for the 15 minutes following the commencement of the 3:45 panel, where HBO promised to be dropping the trailer. And if you didn't know that, that's what we were all doing today at that time. Okay. Here are your owns.
First up on Instagram, we have one from Fernan Space TR who says, I have not read the books and I'm hyped to go into the show with a fresh perspective, heart eye emoji. We're excited too, honestly, for you.
We have an own from McCall Schick, who was recently on the podcast a couple episodes ago. There's a couple owns. We have, are there no true knights among you? In all caps, and every word is its own message. And also owned to who I assume is young Lady Ashford, who might be getting more than she bargained for her birthday. Sweating emoji.
Yeah. And our final own insofar on X, at Henry Darrell 317, owned to the showrunners for not making us wait 2 years for season 2. Shout out. Shout out.
Okay, we'll be back really soon. This was fun as heck. Super exciting. I did have a lot of caffeine, but I felt the buzz of a new GOT trailer dropping.
Could not be a better time. Keep sending in your owns. You can find us on Instagram, on X. You can send us an email to contact@gameofowns.com. Just look for Game of Owns. And
watch this on YouTube and see us scroll through the trailer. I admittedly did less scrolling this time because I was focused on the convo, but it's fun to be able to do it. So check us out on the YouTubes.
And we'll be back very soon.
Thank you.
Bye.